Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you all are in best of your health. Due to some technical problem, we have started a little late. Thank you for staying tuned with us. On behalf of Computer Engineering Students Association of Vidyalankar Institute of Technology, I, Professor Sudha Jayachandran, would like you all to welcome to the webinar on Applications and Emerging Trends of Artificial Intelligence. Today, we are fortunate enough to have a renowned speaker with us, Mr. Utpal Chakraborty, sir. Thank you, sir, for accepting our invitation. Utpal, sir, is Head of Artificial Intelligence and Senior Data Scientist at a leading bank. Recently, he is also awarded with Top 20 AI Leaders. Congratulations on that, sir. Looking forward for an informative session from you. I would like to hand over the mic to you, sir. Over to you. Sir, you can, yes, we can hear you.
Can you see my screen, my presentation? Is it visible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is visible.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for inviting me, and apologies for a little bit delay because of some technical issues. So I've got a small presentation. So I'll run through this presentation, and I think it will be helpful because this presentation contains a couple of use cases where essentially I have designed and developed. So I think, and these are big banking and finance use cases of artificial intelligence, but definitely the same can be used for other industries as well. So I think it will be helpful. So am I audible well? Can I get a confirmation? And is my screen is completely visible? So madam, if you can confirm me.
Yes, sir, it is. Yes, sir, it is visible.
And I am audible, right? Okay, great.
Yes, yes, sir.
Yeah. So we'll start with like how artificial intelligence is basically transforming the banking and finance essentially, but at the same time we'll also talk about the other industries. So the entire world, okay, or the entire industry is going through a revolutionary transformation, okay, and this transformation has started from digitization. So digitization means like digitizing all our physical services, okay, that we have been doing from last 20 years or more than 20 years. At least in India, probably around 15 years, it was a complete revolution. Like we are trying to revolutionize all our physical services into digital services. But very lately, I think we have done almost whatever can be done with the digitization, and almost all our physical services are digitized today. So if I ask you, I mean, tell me 5 services which cannot be digitized or which are not digitized, I'm sure you will have a hard time. Okay, because most of the services, starting from agriculture, healthcare and medicine, you talk about any field, either those services has been digitized or there is a scope or that can be digitized. It is I mean, it can be digitized. But in last couple of years, it is more of like moving from digitization to cognification. Now, this cognification word, you are not going to get in any dictionary. And I keep on using this word in my presentation and in my conferences and my lectures. So cognification is essentially what I mean by cognification is like cognification you can think of like it is a topmost layer of digitization, right? So wherein we are trying to bringing that human element or human intelligence into our digitization process. Okay, and that is the core focus of most of the industries today, right, including the finance. And in this process, the products, the processes, and even the strategies are getting impacted or getting revolutionized or getting transformed by this process for each and every enterprise. Okay, and this is actually a very unique kind of a transformation because you are trying to bring some kind of a cognition, some kind of a human element into your digitization process, right? And here the enablers are the technologies like big data, machine learning, which we call, I mean, again, machine learning is a sub-article of artificial intelligence. Then again, quantum computing is also coming, right? So in a couple of years, you will see like quantum and AI is going to be a very, very great combination, right? Because many of the problems that we are not been able to solve using the normal machine learning, the QML, quantum machine learning, is going to help us to resolve those kind of problems, right? So these are like enablers. Like there are many. I mean, I have just taken a couple of names, but big data is one of those things. That definitely AI, machine learning is another area. Quantum is another area. IoT is another area. IIoT is another area. So these are the enablers which are enabling the entire digitization process to go from vanilla digitization to actually cognification kind of a thing. So now when we talk about coming to the second slide, now when we essentially talk about what do you call, so I'll make it a little bit larger so that it is visible for all. Yeah, or I can just play it. I think it will be better. Okay. Now, the cognitive automation, and how it is different from the normal automation, right? So in case of cognitive automation, so although as we are talking about automation, there will be an element of cost saving, time saving, bringing efficiency into the process. So those things are there. But the most important thing about cognitive automation is bringing that value, that cognitive value into your system. Okay, so these are byproducts. Like if you do automation, so definitely the idea behind doing any kind of automation is to save some cost, save some money, and to bring some efficiency into your entire process where you are applying the automation. But more importantly, for cognitive automation through AI and machine learning, it is essentially what kind of a value you are bringing into the table. Okay, and this value can range from anything and everything. Okay, and probably this is not possible by any kind of conventional technologies that we have today, right? So that is the power of artificial intelligence, machine learning that can bring into any enterprise or any organization. Now, coming to what are the key drivers? Now, people may ask, like, why banking and finance into AI, or why there is a AI vertical in a bank or a financial institute, right? So these are not technology companies, right? So why AI kind of thing? So, so there are two reasons behind that. Okay, and number one is banking and finance is a data-intensive business. Okay, so a humongous amount of multi-dimensional a variety of data generated in a banking environment or a finance environment. Okay, and and to process this kind of data, or essentially to get some insight from this data, okay, your conventional approach will not work. So here AI is a must, right? And any business who is into this data intensive kind of a business, they will not be able to avoid AI tomorrow. Okay, so it is not a choice today. It is a compulsion. Okay, because if you actually want to process a huge amount of data and you want to get some insight from data, and then you build your policies or your strategies or your whatever it is, your recommendations and all those things as per that data, then definitely you require a technology like artificial intelligence and machine learning. Okay, and any kind of predictions and recommendations that you will be giving, it will be more precise, more personalized kind of a prediction or a recommendation. So now another reason is there is an advantage also for a bank or a financial institution, because the banks knows their customer more intimately than any other business. Okay, so it is obvious, like somebody having your financial information, then definitely they have got an advantage of giving you a recommendation about their products, their services, and all those things in a very, very relevant and a very, very personalized kind of a way. So today, if you look at, nobody likes a generic kind of a recommendation. So if you keep on getting some SMSs or WhatsApp messages from any kind of business with the very generic kind of a thing, so probably you will not be interested, right? So mostly we see people will either delete it or they will ignore it, right? But if you are getting a very, very personalized and customized kind of a recommendation which suits your requirement, okay, considering your socio economic condition and your buying pattern, your preferences, and all those things, if I consider all those things, and if I give you a very personalized kind of a recommendation or an offer, then definitely you are delighted, and you will be delighted, and you will always be able to or you would like to avail those kind of services, right? So, and that is only possible if you are using something like machine learning. Okay? That is not possible with any kind of conventional. Probably you will be able to do that, but not at a, I mean, any bank will be able to do that for a very small set of customers, okay, by looking into different parameters, what do you call, manually, and can do some recommendations, but they will not be able to do it in a larger scale. Okay, so that's not possible. And today the business, basically you need to scale it, right? So if you actually want to scale it for all your customers, and you want to recommend them your products and services in such a way that it actually suits their requirement, okay, then definitely you will get more and more customer, and definitely your customer will be delighted, right? So these are the two key drivers why the banks and financial institutions are investing on a technology like artificial intelligence, machine learning, and all those things. Okay, so it is not like just for fancy they are doing. No, it is a compulsion, right? So they will have to do it. Otherwise, if they cannot do it, then tomorrow it will be very, very difficult for them to survive into the market, because their competitors will probably use this kind of powerful technologies, and they will always be ahead of the race, right? Now, coming to some of the known use cases in banking and finance, and as you know, banking is an or finance is an institution wherein in any whatever investment they do, they also look into the ROI part of it. Okay, so what I am going to get back, the return on the investment, right? And that should be there, right, for any organization. If they are investing on new technology or any kind of new infrastructure or any kind of new thing, okay, they should also look at like what I am going to get back from this kind of investment, or what my customers are going to get back from this kind of investment. Okay, so that's why I've given the name of this slide, turning your AI into ROI. Okay, how you can actually turn your artificial intelligence projects into something which will actually generate a return on investment, right? And the whole finance sector, broadly, if you look at, can be divided into three major groups. Okay, so these are major groups, but definitely there are sub verticals. One is capital market, which is a very big area. Then second part is the consumer banking, okay, so wherein all banking kind of things comes into picture, and third is the insurance part. Okay, so these so these are the three major areas, okay, in the entire finance industry, right? And these are some of the very known use cases which already many of the banks and financial institutions are already implemented. But this is not the end of the story. Okay, so there are many, many, many more. Okay, so these are just few known examples. Okay, so number one, I would like to talk about the fraud detection part. So how artificial intelligence or machine learning can be used for fraud detection. So now this fraudulent area or the fraud landscape in a financial institution is versatile. Okay, so there are many, 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 many types of fraudulent activities that can happen into your banking or finance ecosystem, right? So now, uh, conventionally or historically, if you look at uh, uh, banks and financial institutions, still they were having some kind of a fraud detection system. Okay, but those fraud detection systems are very, very complex and cumbersome kind of system with all rules. Okay, written or all the templates been made, so that if anything, any activity or any kind of transaction falls into that particular category, then you raise a flag. Okay, saying that, hey, look at this. This could be an fraudulent transaction or fraudulent case, right? Uh, but now what happened over the period of time? This fraudsters, right? These criminals, okay? You can call them cyber criminals, okay? So they are also becoming more and more smart, right? So they are also evolving, and they are also coming up with newer and newer techniques for doing these fraudulent activities, right? And now this rule-based systems, okay, wherein say probably millions of lines of code has been written with different kind of rules, so that doesn't fit into, or that cannot detect all types of fraudulent activities, right? Because you require a adaptive kind of a system here, right? Wherein the system can actually adapt to the situation, right? So, so here machine learning plays a important role, and nowadays even deep learning are been also what do you call employed here. Okay, some network-based systems are also there. So these systems actually can adapt to the situation, and it can also detect any kind of newer techniques. Okay, that the fraudsters are are coming up in every new day. Okay, so it can detect it. So that is so here in this area actually the entire the fraud landscape has been revolutionized by machine learning. Okay, so everywhere now you see it is machine learning. Okay? So there are systems wherein there is a combination of machine learning plus rule-based systems, but again machine learning is ruling this particular area. So similarly, so I will talk about anti-money laundering also. So this is also a fraudulent kind of thing, which is basically how illegitimate wealth is coming inside a legitimate system like a bank and a financial institution, and then it is going through the process, and then it goes cross-border for some kind of terrorist funding or some illegal activities or some drug peddling and all other kind of activities, right? So this is basically anti-laundering. So money enters into the system as if like it's the very genuine or a legitimate kind of a money, right? And then it goes from one account to another account, and it goes cross-border. So normally it happens cross-border, right? So it goes from India to Bangladesh or Pakistan or some other any country. So I don't want to take the name of any country. So anywhere it can go, and ultimately that money has been used for any kind of terrorist activity, any kind of drug and all other illegal activities, right? So that is basically anti-money laundering. This is also a huge area. It is actually it's a very multi-million dollar business actually for this what do you call this fraudsters or these criminals, right? And now here also you can actually using machine learning and some of the techniques, you can identify how the money is flowing, okay, from one account to another account, and what is the source, okay, or where are the sources and the destinations and how it is going across the border and all those things. And you can actually identify the criminals using machine learning kind of techniques. So this is also part of fraud detection only. Now, coming to another very known or popular use case is credit risk assessment, right? So, credit risk assessment is basically before giving any kind of a loan or any kind of financial aid to any person or any organization or any entity. Okay, so you need to check the risks of giving that credit or giving that financial aid to that particular entity or that particular organization or that particular individual, right? And to do so, I mean, yes, of course, manually also you can do, but it will take a lot of time, and it could be error prone. Okay, you could miss out some of the data points. Okay, and kind of thing, and definitely you will not be able to do it on a scale. But using a machine learning kind of a model or combination of some of the machine learning models or even deep learning, you can nowadays people are applying. You can build a model which can actually tell you what is the risk associated with this kind of granting a fund to this individual, and if yes, like how much fund actually you can give it to him. Okay, looking at many different parameters. Okay, so it can look at numerous parameters while doing so. And now in this particular area, there is something called behavioral analytics is also coming into picture. Okay, and people are already have started doing it. So in some countries, okay, so they have got some systems wherein they can give some financial aid or loan to a person on the road, okay, without knowing his background or something like that, right? Some small financial loan or something like that. Okay, so they don't require your documentation, your passport, Aadhaar, PAN card, your salary document. This, that. No, they don't require. What they require is only require their whatever data that you are generating in your mobile phone. They will just capture those data. I mean, they will just capture them. They can automatically get it from the what do you call mobile service provider, right? And on the basis of that only, they will be able to give you they are able to give you the small financial loans, okay, for your different purpose, because from your mobile phone itself they knows your behavior, right? So they knows all your parameters, like where you go, where from you normally buy do your shopping, or where from normally you have your food, and other this thing. Then how do you buy your flight ticket? How do you buy your bus ticket, train ticket? All parameters. Okay, when there used to be money in your account, when normally you start spending more, and when you start spending less, all parameters. Okay, so they will collect all parameters and they will churn out the data, run some machine learning model, and then they will decide whether this person is eligible for a financial aid or not. So this is only on the basis of your behavior, not on the basis of your documents. Okay, and this is also going to be a very hot. It is already started, and it is going to be a very hot area in many of the industries. Many of the industries. It is not only one industry; in many industries, it is going to be there. So very interestingly, those sorry one of those systems, okay, they even take parameters like what kind of mobile brand you are using. Okay, so whether you are an Android user or iOS user, and what kind of brand you are using, whether you are using um, Google Pixel, or you are using MI, or you are using OnePlus, or whatever, or Samsung. Okay, so they'll consider that, and depending on that also they will decide like what kind of a customer he is. Also they track how much battery time on an average you carry on your mobile. Okay, so this is very interesting, right? So how much battery time on an average you carry on your mobile phone, how it is significant and how it can contribute to your credit risk assessment. Yes, it can. Okay, so although it could be very less, it could be a very minute kind of a contribution to the overall decision making process in the machine learning model, but yes, it has got some weightage. Okay, because it looks like if somebody is always running out of battery in their mobile phone, it looks like he's not very punctual kind of a person. Okay, or he's taking things in a very casual kind of a manner. Okay, so probably he will not be able to repay the loan on timely manner. So every month. So probably second is the date for loan repayment. So probably he will be paying on 7th or on 10th of every month. Okay? So these are very small parameters, but still it can contribute to the decision making kind of thing, right? So then coming to high speed trading, everyone so now it is 90, not even 90, 95% of the things in many of the stock markets are happening through this predictions and forecasting. So you can do lot many predictions and forecasting. If you have quality data, actually you can do wonders. Okay, and it could be in your decision making. It could be anything and everything, right? So you can actually, if you have quality data stored, and if you have good AI engineers, okay, or data scientists, you can actually do wonders in your business. Okay, and that's the reason every industry is like running after this kind of technology, like how we can implement what are areas and all those things. Then cybersecurity is a major area wherein because any financial institution should be secure, should secure themselves from this kind of very dangerous attacks which are happening nowadays, right? So because they are dealing with customers' data, customers' wealth, customers' money, and all those things, right? So this is very important. And cybersecurity today is completely governed by cognitive cybersecurity. Right? It is not a normal cybersecurity today. So any cybersecurity mechanism is nowadays powered by machine learning model. Because here also the same thing. It requires a adaptive kind of a system. Okay, so your conventional system is not going to work here. Okay, and that's why in many cyber security tools available today, they call it enterprise immune system. Okay, it is like a human immune system. Okay, so as you people know, like how human immune system works. Okay, so if you look at, I mean, forget about corona or COVID, but on a daily basis, probably thousands of virus attack our body. Okay, to play with our immune system. Okay? Only one or two virus who are very dangerous, like COVID, okay, which can actually invade our immune system and go inside our body. Okay, but most of the other thousands and thousands of viruses which are attacking on a daily basis, they cannot go undetected by our immune system. Our immune system is so intelligent. Okay, so these are some of the viruses like HIV and these. So these viruses are very like intelligent. So they enter into our body like a guest. Okay, and immune system thinks no, it is not harmful. Okay, and then it enters inside the body and then it starts doing kind of thing. So it is mostly like what do you call insurgents or any kind of extremist, right? So they will cross the border like a normal person, okay, and probably the security guards, okay, or BSFs or whoever, they will not even come to know like what kind of a person he is. After coming here, then they will start building their team, acquiring arms and ammunition, and start doing this kind of activities. So these viruses are like that only, right? But otherwise, our immune system is intelligent enough to identify any kind of external attacks, right? And it takes different kind of approach because it understands which is external, which is internal attack. Okay, so there could be internal attack also possible, like any kind of autoimmune disorders. Okay, these autoimmune disorders are nothing but it's an internal attack within the system. So this cybersecurity systems also knows because these are adaptive systems. Okay, it can model user behavior, it can model your device's behavior, and it can actually templatize those. Okay, and whenever there is some kind of a abnormality on the behavior of the user, abnormality on the behavior of the data flowing in the network, okay, abnormality in the behavior of any of the devices or any of the servers or any other these things, then it starts raising a red flag. Okay, saying, hey, there is some abnormality. Please look into this. It could be an attack or something like that. And sometimes probably the human will not be able to react to this kind of attacks. Okay, because it happens so fast that within a couple of seconds or within a couple of minutes, they will take the control of all your systems and everything. So you will be left with nothing. But these systems are intelligent enough. If it says that this is a malicious connection coming from somewhere and coming into the server, flowing into the network in this particular day, there is something called antigena, which will start cutting those kind of connections then and there itself. Okay, And when it cuts the connection, the fraudsters or these criminals cannot actually take the access, okay, because it's cutting the connection itself. Okay, and it is possible only through cognitive cybersecurity. It is not at all possible through normal cybersecurity. Okay, so on a normal cybersecurity tools are that's the reason it is failing. Okay, and every cybersecurity company is now, okay, already moved into this cognitive kind of approach, or they are already moving. Otherwise, they will be abolished from the market. They will not be there in the market. Okay? So this is another area, and this works exactly the same how our human. So it is inspired by our human immune system. So human immune system is also like that. Okay, so it also what you call creates different kind of, it puts different kind of defense mechanism. Okay, so at first level there will be different kind of immune mechanism. The second, there will be, so the T cells and antibodies, it will start firing and all those things, and it will start trying to capture those kind of. So here also it is like that. So it almost acts like that. It will start cutting the connections. It will try to stop some of the access request and all those things. Okay, and it will not. So your business will be running as usual, but at the same time, it can actually restrict uh, any kind of calamity to happen into your digital ecosystem. Okay, which is very very important. So now coming to the smart wallets. So smart wallets are basically payment mechanisms, right? So now payments are going to be like seamless. Okay, so payments basically essentially will be embedded within the customer journey. Okay, and especially the cross-border payments. Okay, so if you want to send some money so somewhere, or if you want to buy something from some website, okay, which is not in India, so somewhere else, okay, and they accept money in some dollars or some other this thing. Okay, so or if you want to send some fund for your business to some other country, so these payments are very very cumbersome. Okay, because there are regulations from the source country, from the destination country, this, that, and all those things. So a lot of regulation, a lot of other things, policies are there. But now, with the help of these technologies like AI, machine learning, and all those things, these cross-border transactions are also very very smooth today. If you look at, right, okay, earlier you used to take days, okay, 10 days, 15 days, if you want to. So some Western Union, this, that, and all those things, all those things. So today, if you look at, I mean, it's nothing. Okay, and in coming few years, we'll be able to see that again the cross-border transactions will be much more efficient, kind of thing. So similarly, so smart wallets are basically powered by different payment mechanisms, and these are also going to be powered by AI kind of things. Similarly, robo advisors, any kind of advices on your portfolio, okay, is powered by robo advisors today. So you don't require a highly experienced advisor to advise on your portfolio, which portfolio. So normally you see the high net worth customers or the rich people, they used to have advisors who used to advise on that you invest your money on this portfolio. So now it is not like that, because that human advisor has his limitation. Probably you are looking at 5 newspapers, you will be looking at 5-10 websites, looking through 5-10 market research and all those things, and he will advise, right? So here, in case of robo advisor, it can actually interrogate hundreds and thousands of sources, okay, to come up with a decision. Okay, it will look at your market condition. It will look at how the different stocks or portfolios are performing. It will look at different kind of trends there. It will also take into consideration geography. It will also take into consideration different kind of news items which are happening. So everything it will take into consideration, and then it will do the recommendation. And these recommendations are much more robust and powerful than any kind of human this thing, because human has got limitation, right? You'll not be able to do it. So any kind of recommendation engines are also powered by AI and machine learning today, and there are many. Okay, so I'll not go into everything kind of thing, but these are some of these things. So now there are some out of the box kind of solutions like cognitive insurance claim processing kind of thing, wherein actually your claim processing becomes very faster. So any kind of claim processing has become seamless. Okay, today. in the insurance industry. And I'll give you an example. uh, like so one of the projects that we have been working at that point of time in my earlier organization was like it is again a cognitive claim kind of a thing. So if a car made with an accident, okay, so normally what happens, like if a car made with an accident in the highway, then you will see that the car owner or the driver will put their car there itself, okay, and whole road jam, and he will be there calling the insurance guy, and he will come, and then he will take photographs, this, that, and all those things, and it will take 1 or 2 months to get the insurance claim done, right? Now it is like there are systems in other countries, and also in India also people are trying to do it, and a similar kind of system has been developed in my previous organization also, and they were also working with some insurance companies. Like if the car meets with an accident, you just need to take 4 5 photographs of the car, okay, from different angles, and your mobile phone will guide you. That app will guide you how to take the photographs of the damaged portion of the car. And what it will do is it will send the images into cloud. In the cloud, there are deep learning models which will basically essentially process those images, and it will tell how much damage has actually happened to the car, and whether the damage is on the periphery of the car, or whether the damage has gone into the engine. Okay, if it is the engine, how much, or if it is the damage on the plastic parts, if it is the damage on the glass, if it is the damage on the actual metal engine or something like that. So everything, all parameters, it will look into, and it will say like it will do a smart calculation saying that if it is within the, if the damage is not much, of course, if the damage is much, then definitely the claim amount will be on a higher side. At that point of time, probably you definitely require a manual inspector to inspect your car. But otherwise, I mean, if it is within a particular threshold limit, it will automatically process, and it will take, okay, so probably your claim amount is 5,000 rupees. Okay, so you will get your 5,000 rupees in half an hour time in your registered bank account. So you can now go with the car, and you can repair the car with a garage, right? So that is the kind of system that is coming, and this is only possible through computer vision, right? So with computer vision, you can actually do that image analytics, and you can actually find out what is the amount of damage that has happened to the car. So there are many brilliant use cases, and in fact, you people, when you will be working, you can also find out a lot of many use cases and start implementing those. Okay, probably in a small way, in a very uh, limited way, and then actually you can go for a full-blown project kind of a thing. Okay, so the scope is enormous, and there are enormous use cases. Only thing is you require that is skill, okay, and you need to know the tools and techniques that are available in the ecosystem, and you can actually build those kind of tools. Now, coming to the virtual assistants, I'll talk about virtual assistants later in one of the slides. So now coming to here is one what do you call this slide is basically dedicated for, actually I have published a paper on this particular thing. So many organizations, okay, so they have not yet started their AI journey, okay, but they are there eagerly waiting for implementing such kinds of a technology in many of the areas, okay. And here, whoever wants to start their journey with artificial intelligence, machine learning, and all those things, and they want to try and test small, big use cases in their ecosystem or in their particular domain. So a platform, AI platform, or AI, you can say a platform, you can say a framework, can be a kind of a boon, okay, or a blessing for those kind of organizations, right? And this is a very high level block diagram of AI platform for an enterprise, right? So so I will give you a little bit idea of this. Probably you people can also develop this kind of a platform, okay? So you will get some idea. So any AI use case or any AI solution, if you want to build, actually essentially first thing that you should consider is data. Okay, you definitely require data. If you have data, or if you can arrange data, quality data, the rest of the things are easy. Okay, the rest of the things can be done because those things are available. Only you need to know how to uh, uh, join those dots and build a solution, right? So definitely your data platform should be able to sit on top of a AI platform should be able to sit on top of a data platform. Okay, this data platform could be your enterprise data system, it could be a data lake, it could be a distributed data ecosystem, whatever it is, okay, Hadoop or whatever it is. So it should be seamlessly able to connect to that kind of a system, right? And definitely you require some machine learning layers wherein you can process the data and bring the data to a stage wherein your machine learning model can actually ingest those kind of data, because you require some kind of a refinement of your data before actually you can put it into your machine learning model. So when you will start building different AI models, you will understand. So this data preparation part is the most what do you call expensive part, or most time consuming part for building any kind of AI use case. And now going on top of that, there is something called ecosystem, right? So there is a platform management layer wherein you can do all kind of your platform setup, configuration, monitoring, reporting, analytics, and all those things. And on top of that, there is something called AI ecosystem or AI assets, right? So wherein you can actually have uh, all your AI capabilities, whether the capabilities which are available in the market, like in Azure, Cognitive Service, or Google, or AWS, or your indigenously custom developed AI models, NLP models, or any kind of machine learning or deep learning models that you have using Keras or scikit-learn or TensorFlow or any kind of technology. So there are plethora of technologies, and you have got many choices to do that. Okay. On top of that, you have got AI capabilities. So different kind of capabilities. It could be your text processing capability. It could be your cognitive search, cognitive vision, NLP capabilities, and various kind of capabilities, even OCR capabilities. If you want to do some use cases for document processing or image processing kind of thing, so that definitely you require OCR to get that text out of those image kind of a document. Okay, kind of thing. So, and also your platform should be able to host your applications. So it should be a seamless integration with your different channels. Okay? So for a banking system, probably if you build something, ultimately your AI system will not be isolated, right? It should be part of a bigger system. So either your mobile banking or your net banking or your chatbot, whatever it is, or your WhatsApp banking, it will be there. So there should be seamless connectors to connect with that system. Similarly, for doing this analysis, probably a portion of the data is required is basically the postmodern data, right? So postmodern data in the sense that the data which are not real time. Okay, but at the same time, if you want to allow some kind of a transaction, some kind of other features into within your AI application, then definitely you require connection with your enterprise systems, real time systems. So one is definitely OLAP kind of a system, and another is OLTP kind of a system. So for that also you require connecting to your either your enterprise SAP system, so any kind of this thing, or your Oracle system, or any kind of or your CRM, any kind of CRM tool that is available in your this thing, and also you probably need to have access to many of the RPA tools available to do. Okay, RPA means robotic process automation tools. Okay, so this is also like workflow management or workflow automation kind of mechanisms that are available. So this is the high level of this platform using which actually you can make your journey very smooth and all those things, right? So I'll not go into deep into that because that will require again time. So now this is a diagram of a cognitive document processing kind of a system wherein, I mean, you can actually process all kind of unstructured data or unstructured documents, right? using this kind of a system, and actually you can get meaning out of that. Because what happens, like in any enterprise, right? So you have got data. Probably you are storing those data also, but how to process those data? Okay, if it is a structured data in a tabular format, or if it is even in semi-structured data in a XML or a JSON format, it is easier to process. But if it is unstructured data, okay, lying on some PDF or some documents, or some image of some documents or something like that, okay, at that point of time, how actually you can get meaning out of that data is very, very important. And for that, you require a cognitive system. Okay, so your normal system will not help. So this is a diagram of that. Okay, so here in this, you apply almost all the techniques available under the umbrella of artificial intelligence. So you apply vanilla machine learning models, you apply statistical models, you also apply deep learning models like LSTM, okay, long short-term memory, which is kind of a variant of recurrent neural network. Okay, so you apply all kind of technique to come up or build with a generic system which can process, okay, almost all types of unstructured documents, right? And this is a big use case for any enterprise or organization. Similarly, same kind of technique has been used for any kind of email analytics system, wherein actually you can process your emails. Okay, so like if, the email box for any bank or any financial or any kind of telecom provider or any kind of service provider. Okay, so their email box is bombarded with millions of emails every day, right? And to deal with these emails, you require a team of 100 members, email processing team, and that too they will be able to reply to a mail within 2-3 days. Okay, because they don't know, they will go they will distribute the mail among themselves, and they will go one by one. They don't know which is the high priority mail, which is low priority mail, which is follow up email, which mail requires a immediate attention kind of a thing. So with this kind of a techniques, actually you can read through email subject line, email body, email attachment, and come up with a dashboard wherein you can tell, so hey, see, this 10 emails are escalation emails, okay, or high priority emails. So you need to address those emails in the first hour. Okay, these emails are of low priority. These emails are auto emails. Okay, so you repair, somebody is asking for some credit card form or insurance form or something like that, claim form. Okay, so you apply a small RPA kind of a technique, and that's attach that form and automatically send that email to the user, right? So you can do the similar kind of applications using NLP, machine learning, deep learning, and all other techniques, right? Now the transaction, the chatbots are also very, very important. I will not go into that because you know already. I mean the chatbots. So these are also, but this chatbot or the transactional, what do you call it, conversational AI. Okay, it is also going very hot nowadays, and you will see. Okay, so more and more. So every day you can see more and more very, very intelligent this NLP engines or chatbot engines are coming up. Okay, and which is going to make your life much more easier. Okay, so you will never say that no, chatbots are not intelligent. No, chatbots are getting more and more intelligent, and every big IT giants like Google, Microsoft, Amazon, and all, they have got a huge focus on this transactional AI. Okay, so that's why you see, like Sundar Pichai will be talking about this chatbots or the virtual assistants booking restaurant table or booking for a haircut salon, okay, kind of thing. Okay, that means it has got a huge focus and it has got a huge this thing. So, and tomorrow you will see there are a lot of use cases on the conversational AI part. So this is an architecture of the, if you want to build a custom chatbot engine, so this is an architecture of that. So now ATM, so there are some other techniques are also nowadays very, very popular, again using computer vision and video analytics, like how can you identify, so many of the, if we see the Indian towns, okay, or small towns and all those things. So the ATMs are mostly not guarded by any security guard, right? So, and there used to be animal intrusion in the ATMs. So cows, buffaloes, dogs, they enter into the ATM. They try to destroy the ATM. Sometimes buffaloes and cows, and sometimes some criminals enter into the ATM. Okay, try to destroy the ATM or try to do some kind of illegal activities or try to fight with the security guard if the security guard is there. how to detect this kind of system on a real time. Okay, so now with your CCTV recording, okay, on real time it can detect frame by frame, and it can detect any kind of human intrusion, animal intrusion. Somebody is carrying any kind of weapon, some revolver or some knife or some kind of this thing, and it can actually real time, okay, inform the security officers, okay, of a bank, or anywhere. I mean, even it could be in a bank ATM, it could be in a locker, it could be in a branch also, it could be anywhere. Okay, and they can take action. Probably they can put the siren on. Okay, so it will make a big noise so that the people on the locality can come out and they can help, or it can directly inform the police station, and all those things are possible. Okay, this is only possible because of the computer vision and video analytics. Because in video analytics, you can actually do object detection, you can do all other things, and you can find out, okay, what exactly is happening. Okay, and kind of thing. So these are kind of uh, applications are also now getting very traction in the industry nowadays. Okay, so I'm not going too much into this kind of slides. So I think I would like to end here. So if there are any questions, I'd be happy to answer. Hello.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm the General Secretary of CESA VIT over here. Thank you, sir. It was really very informative session, and I hope all my friends found it really very useful. So let's begin with the question without any further ado. So the very first question, it is it okay to build AI that recognize and respond to human emotions? The question is asked by Ria Ingre.
Is it okay to build AI that recognizes and responds to human emotion? Okay, just give me 1 second. Just give me. I'll just a little bit of water. Just give me 1 second. Yeah. So yeah, now that depends. Okay, so this is very critical question. I mean, human emotions means it is versatile, right? So you cannot classify is as one. So emotion could be good emotion, bad emotion. It could be anything. So probably yes. Um, uh, I would say yes for those kind of emotions. Like see, elderly people, right, who are living alone in some house, or probably some old age facilities. So they are, if you create a virtual assistance or a robot, probably, wherein they can take care of them, they can entertain them, they can do something with them. So that is again they are doing it by responding to the emotions, right? So in there it is definitely good. Okay, but there are bad sides also. Okay, similarly for passions, right? So there are already many systems available, okay, for passions with the mental element. Okay, there are systems which can help them. Okay, or there are even systems available to help them so that they don't go into suicidal kind of a tendency or something like that. Okay, so they keep on motivating them, keep on entertaining them, and all those things. So those are nothing but AI systems that are playing with the emotion, right? But that is for good. But there are bad things also that can be done. Okay, so I'll not go into examples, but in social media, okay, it can be done. Okay, so in social media there are instances, right? Getting information of persons and churning out with machine learning models, and trying to blackmail that person in different ways, because machine learning model can tell you what are the strength or what are the weakness of that person, okay? Mentally, where are the weak points, right? And with that they can play. So there are negative sides also. There are many negatives, because negative sides, I mean, you can have, but there are a lot of positive sides also. So I mean, there is no direct yes or no answers. I have given you example, so I think you can now understand. Like for an elderly person who doesn't have anybody to talk to, him or her, okay, or there is a patient, okay, who is living alone, or who is there in a hospital kind of thing. For them, a virtual assistant is really, really helpful, right? Which can actually take care of that. And just a tremendous intelligence nowadays. Okay, so probably in our country it is not there, but outside, if you go, there are systems which are very, very intelligent, and they are actually kind of a lifesaver for many kind of passions, many kind of elderly people. Okay, they cannot live without them now.
I hope Vijayendra, your question is answered. Let's begin with the second question. That is how someone who is a beginner start his AI journey.
So very easy nowadays, and at least in India, it is very easy. You have got hundreds of online courses. You have got hundred thousands of online courses and hundreds of uh, classroom classes, and also you can start off your own. Okay, a little bit of mathematical background is required. If you are good in mathematics, definitely good. If you are not that good in mathematics, just brush up your concepts, school concepts, algebra, trigonometry, a little bit of calculus, differential, integral calculus, and all those things. Okay, because it will be easier for you going forward when you try to understand the internals of the system, the internals of the models. Okay, and if you don't want to understand the internals of the models, you just want to build those models and try and test and all those things, even if you don't require mathematics there. Okay, so all models are inbuilt. Now you just need to play with your data and fit your model, and it will give you some kind of a recommendation. So choice is yours. But if you want to build a serious career in that, then definitely you need to understand the internals of the models, which many people don't understand, as per my observation. Okay, so many people, they claim themselves data scientists, but actually probably they will be able to do coding. Okay, so they are good at coding, but they don't understand what is happening inside. Okay, so that's where the understanding is very, very important. So there is a little bit of academic part, little bit of R&D part involved into there, unlike other technologies. Okay, so other technologies, like other conventions, anybody can learn. So here, little bit of you need to dig a little bit, and you need to understand a little bit, so that it will be easier for you. Otherwise, it will be a black box for you for lifelong. Okay, you know it is working. Okay, it is working, giving things correctly and all this thing, but how it is working, it will always be a black box for you. Okay? So that's why whatever career path you choose, or if you want to build a serious career in artificial intelligence, definitely uh, uh, definitely be very, very watchful and very, very cautious about like the concepts. Your concepts should be clear, the maths should be clear, because when you will move into the neural networks and all those things, understanding is very, very important. Otherwise, all neural networks will be like a black box for you, magic box, right? So that is very, very important. But none of them are magic box basically. It is a complete mathematics. It is a complete science. There is no magic. There is no black box here. Only thing is you need to take your understanding or your brain to that level. That's the only thing.
I hope you will take a note of what Sir said, and it will help you to your AI journey smoothly. Let's take the third question. Will AI take over humans in jobs and offices and create unemployment?
So for any kind of automation you do, so this is also automation, right? I mean, in a high level, if you talk about any kind of automation you talk about, it will impact the human job a little bit, definitely. Okay, so whatever it is. So if you go to back to our history, in industrial revolution, right? So many industrial workers, or they have lost their job. Okay, even the normal workers and the semi-skilled or low-skilled workers, they have lost their job. But on the other hand, there were a lot more jobs created because this in the industrial revolution, the big factories has come. Okay, or the job roles has moved into a different kind of a role. Okay, and people have always been adaptive to this kind of a transition, right? So whenever there is a change, definitely people, most of the people, and normally it is a tendency of the people, they try to adjust or they try to adapt to that kind of a situation, and then move their job role into a different, higher kind of a role or any kind of different kind of a role. So and that transition is not that difficult. Okay, people have proved time and again in the future, in the past, that they can actually take up different roles depending on the situation. So in case of AI also, definitely there will be, and there is already happening, some kind of shifting of job roles. Some of the mundane or repetitive works has been taken over by this kind of cognitive automation, right? But at the same time, there are a lot many jobs has also been created, right? Like we require a lot of data scientists today, and in future, in coming 10 years, it will be like there is a huge demand. Okay? And this is not my word, but it is the word of many experts from the world. Okay, because all applications will be powered by AI tomorrow. Okay? Because this is a human tendency, right? Human wants to interact with intelligent machines. Human never wants to interact with a dumb machine, and that's the reason you all are carrying a smartphone. If I give you a feature phone to you today, you will just throw it away, right? Because you want to interact with a smart machine, right? And to make the machines or systems smart or smarter, you require a technology like artificial intelligence, machine learning, and all. So there will be huge amount of new employment generated by this kind of a disruptive technology. But at the same time, uh, uh, definitely there will be some kind of a job loss in some areas due to this kind of automation, because this is inevitable. Okay, you cannot do it when you are trying to do automation and you say I will not do any kind of job card or not job card, shifting of roles you will not do. That is not possible, right? So there is no negative side. Actually, in fact, there is a huge positive side.
I guess now for remaining question, you can contact us through our mail ID. It will be mentioned on the screen, and we will forward it to sir. And now I would like to hand it over to Suja ma'am, our convener.
Hello, am I audible? Hello, am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Thank you, sir, for such an informative session. The use cases discussed by you will surely be used by and implemented by my college students. And thank you, participants, for hearing us on Saturday. So I think it is having some issue with the internet, right?
I think it is working fine.
Is it working fine, sir? Okay.
Yes.
Sir, actually, on you. Okay. So thanks a lot, sir, for joining us
Yeah. Thank you
and
so much.
such an informative session. Thank you, participants, for joining with us in the Saturday afternoon. Thank you, everyone, and here we will end the session.
Thank you.